it's the idea, so I can turn it around for the YouTube video. And it goes up Varsity. It's all intentional. It's all very intentional. How do I hide the chat? I want it to go away. Okay, great. Oh, this one's 2 pages, isn't it? Yeah. Must go over a wee bit, eh?
Yeah, that's just one.
Okay.
Which one did you want to do?
I'll take 60 on this one.
Do you want this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have fun, Blake.
Take the one I like.
It's not the time yet. If we keep going, I think we're supposed to keep going. There we go. Yeah. Keep going. No, your dad pulled it up. Your dad pulled up the stream. That's crazy. Yeah.
Wow, crazy, man.
I'm not gonna follow with this account, but yeah.
So, as you're joining us here, either in person or on the live, our audience members members watching on the live stream, you should be able to access a copy of tonight's program directly underneath the video. The theme for tonight's concert is pop culture in the 21st century, as we showcase the music that has helped to shape the first 25 years of the 21st century. To open our program, we listen down with performance selections from 1998, as the world anticipated the turn of the century.
Led by our graduate conductor, Emily Chassaway, would you please enjoy Ed Huckaby's Overture to a New Millennium. Emily Chassaway and the Unity University Band. So we've divided tonight's program into 3 different categories. The first category, of course, is some music related to film and TV. First piece up is Mandalorian. Mandalorian is an American space western television series created by Jon Favreau for the streaming service Disney+. And it is the first live-action series in the Star Wars franchise and begins 5 years after the events of the Return of the Jedi. It follows a lone bounty hunter who protects a Force-sensitive child, Grogu, from remnant Imperial forces. The series, which began in 2019, currently has 3 seasons available on the streaming service. Please enjoy The Mandalorian. Wicked is a 2024 American musical fantasy film. It adapts the first act of the 2003 stage musical by Stephen Schwartz and Winnie Holtzman, which was loosely based on Gregory Maguire's 1995 novel, itself a reimaging of Frank Baum's The Wonderful Wizard of Oz and its 1939 film adaptation. Wicked stars Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Galinda. Set in the land of Oz before Dorothy arrives from Kansas, its plot follows Elphaba, the future Wicked Witch of the West, and her friendship with her classmate Galinda, who becomes Glinda the Good. And of course, those that are fans of this musical are so glad it was made into a movie, and we're excited to see the second part of it in Thanksgiving, I believe, is when it's going to come out. So hope you enjoy our version of a medley of tunes from Wicked. Okay. Wasn't that wicked?
Oh. It was.
That's as good as it gets. You might as well laugh at these. My students already know that. You can tell by the smiles on their faces. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is an American media franchise and shared universe centered on a series of superhero films produced by Marvel Studios. The films are based on characters that appear in American comic books. I know I grew up reading all of these. The franchise also includes several television series, short films, digital series, and literature. The shared universe, much like the original Marvel universe in comic books, was established by crossing over common plot elements, settings, cast, and characters. The franchise has been commercially successful, becoming one of the highest-grossing media franchises of all time, and has received positive reviews from critics. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has inspired other film and television studios to attempt similar shared universes, and has also inspired several theme attractions, art exhibit, television specials, literary material, multiple tie-in video games, and commercials. Please welcome Emily Chesway back to this podium to conduct our next selection of great tunes that you'll recognize from the Marvel Universe. Emily? our last selection in the TV film category is one that kind of took the world by surprise and storm. I think we were really expecting this to happen, and it did, and it's been a great part of pop culture in the last century. Barbie is a 2023 fantasy comedy film directed by Greta Gerwig. Based on the Fashion Dolls by Mattel, it is the first live-action Barbie film after numerous animated films and specials. Starring Margot Robbie as the title character and Ryan Gosling as Ken, the film follows them on a journey of self-discovery through Barbie land and the real world following an existential crisis. Now please enjoy our special guest ensemble, the Varsity Bards, as they perform I'm Just Ken from the hit movie soundtrack. Did I not pick the perfect guest ensemble for tonight's concert? Come on, have another hand for the Varsity Bards. Come on. It's called typecasting. Okay, great. Okay, we're moving to the next next category, and I got to tell you a little secret up front here. This has to do with video game music and related music to that. And you should know that I have never played a video game in my life. So I rely on other people to help me, and especially want to single out Jordan Enoch, who helped find a lot of the arrangements and gave me some ideas and bugged me about maybe doing a concert on video game music. And so we found a few pieces that we really like that show a variety of things that is offered there. You'll hear that these categories kind of bleed and blend together. They influence each other. So let me read you a little bit about the epic gaming themes, which combines theme music from popular video games and anime. Included in this medley is the main title theme from Assassin's Creed 3, 2012 action-adventure game. The plot is set in a fictional history of real-world events and follows the millennia-old struggle between the assassins who fight to preserve peace and free will and the Templars who desire peace through control. The next one is Bratja or Brothers, comes from the Japanese anime television series Full Metal Alchemist. The series follows the adventures of brothers Edward and Alphonse Elric, who are searching for the Philosopher's Stone. Dragborn is the theme song for the soundtrack of the 2011 role-playing video game The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, composed by the American composer Jeremy Soule. The composition is Nordic-influenced, classical in style. Sadness and Sorrow is taken from one of the best-selling Japanese manga series of all times, Naruto. It tells the story of a young ninja who seeks recognition from his peers and dreams of becoming the leader of his village. And the last one in the medley is Baba Yetu, which is in Swahili means our father. It's the theme song for the 2005 video game Civilization 4. Composed by Kristofer Maddigan, the song became the very first piece of video game music to be nominated for and to win a Grammy Award. So we hope you enjoy our medley of tunes called Epic Gaming Themes. original soundtrack is for the video game Halo Combat Evolved. Composed and produced by Mark O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore for Bungie, the soundtrack was released in 2002 and features a wide range of musical styles. Upon release, the soundtrack was well received by the critics. Some complimented the wide range of musical styles, and most agreed that playing the game is not required to enjoy the soundtrack. Here is Halo. Give her a round of applause.
Oh, it's gone.
is a 2017 run-and-gun video game developed by Canadian developer studio MDHR. The game follows a titular teacup-headed character and his brother, Mugman, as they make a deal with the devil to pay casino losses by repossessing the souls of runaway debtors. Reminiscent of the aesthetics of the 1930s and the Jazz Age, the game is noted for its animation and soundtrack. All in-game assets use hand-drawn animation with deliberate human imperfections, and the soundtrack was written for and recorded with a full jazz ensemble. Hope you enjoy our version. 3 tunes from Cuphead. We're moving into our last category. We're going to one more tune from the video game world. This is Sonio de Volare, or The Dream of Flight. It's the official musical theme of Civilization 6, 2016 4x turn-based strategy video game. I'm not sure what any of that means. Similar to previous installments, the goal for the player is to develop a civilization from an early settlement through many in-game millennia to become a world power and achieve one of several victory conditions, such as through military domination, technological superiority, or cultural influence over the other human and computer-controlled opponents. This next selection features a small ensemble of students from the Wind Ensemble assisting. Would you please welcome to the stage for our next selection, Dr. Casey Bain and the Varsity Bards. Next, we're into the category of there were so many choices, but we tried to find 3 representative pieces of pop music in the 21st century. And the first one was kind of set up the pop music for going into the 21st century, as it was released in 1999. I Want It That Way is a song by American boy band Backstreet Boys. It was released in 1999 as the lead single from their third studio album, Millennium. The pop ballad tells of a romantic relationship strained by emotional or physical distance and is the group's signature song. Commercially, it reached the #1 spot in more than 25 countries around the world. The song has been widely covered and parodied by a range of artists. Tonight, the Varsity Bards recreate the version presented by Jimmy Fallon and the Tonight Show band The Roots when they accompany themselves playing toy instruments. Here it is, I Want It That Way. Oh, come on. How about another round of applause for our special guest and songwriter, Before we play our last two selections, I'd like to thank the University Band for an outstanding year of accomplishment as a musical ensemble. I can tell you their work ethic is exemplary. I'm so very proud to come together with them every rehearsal to make music. And every rehearsal we work hard to make music. It's been a great group to work with. As this ensemble is primarily consists of non-music majors, these students must make extra efforts to fit this group into their schedule whenever they can. I'm especially appreciative of the commitment of those who come back to join us when they can after having had to step away for a semester or a year or longer. We do have a few students who are graduating in a couple of weeks that I'd like to recognize here. The first one is Ian Lynn on flute. Would you please stand, Ian, who's finishing a degree in health nutrition and pre-med. Starting the pandemic year, but wasn't able to play last year, and came and said, I've got one semester left, I've got one credit, I can make U-Band fit, so I'm so glad he came back and played with us one more time. So that's been great to have you. He's going to be great. Second is also our flute section, Braylon St. Aubin, who also went away and came back and serving as our principal flute this semester. She's finishing a degree in chemical engineering with a minor in biomedical engineering, not doing anything at all, right? Another one I thought I'd lost last year, but was able to come back for one more semester, is Isaac Vogt in our percussion section, who's doing electrical engineering and math. Another one who's been with me a long time and it just continues to make great contributions semester in, semester out, and I think he's played almost everyone he could with us here. Also finishing a degree in chemical engineering is Nathaniel Walden in our euphonium section. To our band program, and we so appreciate that. I have one more, and this is a sad one for me to say, and that is Emily Chassaway, our graduate student in conducting. She's been working here for 2 years in residency and a Master of Music degree in instrumental conducting. She comes to us from Canada. She's getting ready to go out and start her career teaching now, but we're going to miss having her around. She's played multiple instruments in this ensemble, whatever we needed. She's playing trumpet tonight, as well as doing conducting and rehearsal techniques with them and whatever else needs to be done. So would you please help me thank Emily Chassaway. I want to thank you for being with us tonight. We'd like to conclude tonight's concert with two pieces that have helped define pop culture in the 21st century. The first one is Perfect, was the first track that English singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran wrote for his third studio album in 2017. The song is a romantic ballad focusing on traditional marriage, written about his wife-to-be, Cherry Seaborn. We're going to follow that with one that I think everybody will know in the house, and that's Uptown Funk, a song by British record producer Mark Ronson featuring American singer Bruno Mars. It was released in 2014 as the lead single from Ronson's fourth studio album, Uptown Special. The song is a funk pop, soul, boogie, disco pop, and Minneapolis soundtrack tune. With a spirit akin to the 1980s era funk music, it has been parodied several times and become a worldwide phenomenon with a major impact on pop culture. So we hope you enjoy our last two selections, Perfect and Uptown Funk.
Oh, height.